There comes a point in every man's life when he realizes this truth. Women rarely express interest with words. They express it with patterns. Not the obvious ones. Not the dramatic ones. But the quiet signals hidden in the small, ordinary moments most men overlook. You see, attraction doesn't always arrive with certainty. Sometimes it comes as a shift in her voice, a glance that lasts too long, a message sent sooner than expected. And the inexperienced man misses all of it. Not because he is blind, but because he never learned how to pay attention. A seasoned man, however, the man shaped by heartbreak, growth, and stoic discipline, understands something deeper. When a woman likes you, her behavior changes before her words ever do. And once you learn to read these silent signs, you'll never see women the same way again. Welcome to the channel, Stoic Love Wisdom. This is where we will learn, explore, and share valuable lessons about love. In today's video, I will reveal to you 8 signs she likes you, but you don't realize it, a new perspective, helping you better understand the factors that determine a happy and sustainable relationship. Let's explore with me the secrets to building a strong and meaningful love. Before we start, find a quiet place, put on your headphones and relax. Let all your worries melt away, and let the messages in this video help you calm down and feel the most complete. Are you ready? Let's start now. Sign number 1, she remembers the small things you say. A man who has lived long enough understands one truth. People don't remember details, unless those details matter to them. When a woman remembers the small things you say, the insignificant fragments of a conversation you barely recall, it is rarely an accident. She is paying attention, quietly, intentionally, and with a level of care she does not offer to just anyone. Most men overlook this sign because it doesn't come wrapped in glamour or dramatic gestures. But attraction, especially from a woman with emotional depth, rarely announces itself loudly. It whispers. She remembers the way you take your coffee. She remembers the book you said changed you. She remembers your offhand complaint about being tired at work. She remembers the dreams you casually mentioned but never spoke of again. To a mature man, this says more than any confession of love. In Stoic philosophy, we learn that attention is one of the purest gifts a person can offer, because it cannot be faked for long. Anyone can buy flowers, compliment you, or pretend interest. But consistent attention, especially to the smallest details, reveals a genuine emotional investment. It means she has placed you somewhere in her internal world, a place where only people of significance are held. And here is where many men fail. They mistake her silence for indifference. They mistake her subtlety for weakness. They mistake her gentleness for something ordinary. But a Stoic man pays attention, not to what is loud, but what is consistent. When a woman remembers the small things, she is telling you, you occupy space in my mind. She may not say it directly, but this is her way of stepping closer while still maintaining her dignity. Understand this. A woman does not remember details because she must. She remembers because she wants to, because remembering allows her to feel connected to you in ways that words cannot fully express. And when a woman begins to remember you that deeply, you are already part of her emotional landscape, even if you've been too distracted, too uncertain, or too inexperienced to recognize it. A seasoned man sees the sign. A wiser man respects it. A Stoic man does not cling to it. But he acknowledges its truth. Sign number 2, she creates opportunities to see you. A mature man learns, over time, that a woman's interest rarely reveals itself in dramatic declarations. More often, it hides inside subtle invitations, moments she engineers, almost invisibly, just to be near you. Many men overlook this because they expect love to arrive with certainty, not with possibility. But a woman who likes you rarely forces a moment, she creates one. Maybe she tells you she happens to be in the area. Maybe she asks a simple question she could have easily searched online. Maybe she casually suggests grabbing coffee, nothing serious, nothing defined. But a seasoned man understands, nothing is ever just casual. These are micro-bridges she quietly builds between her world and yours. A Stoic man examines the intention beneath the action. He observes without attachment and interprets without illusion. When a woman repeatedly places herself where you are, physically, emotionally, or conversationally, it is not randomness. It is a choice. An affection, at its earliest stage, is nothing more than a series of small, deliberate choices. Remember this. Women do not invest their time where their hearts feel nothing. Time is the most honest currency of interest. Yet, many inexperienced men fail to see what is right in front of them. They believe she seeks their advice, their help, or their opinions. They mistake her presence for coincidence. But a man who has lived long enough knows that a woman rarely seeks proximity without reason. Her presence is the reason. In Stoic love, we do not cling to these signals, nor do we inflate them. We simply recognize them for what they are. An opening, not a conclusion. When she creates opportunities to meet you, she is testing the waters, not manipulating them. She wants to feel your energy, observe your nature, and understand whether your presence brings her peace or chaos. Because for a woman of depth, attraction is not purely emotional, it is intuitive. She wants to know how her heart responds when you are near. A wise man does not rush. He does not assume. He simply receives the moment with clarity. For in the quiet arrangements she makes, the coincidences, the soft invitations, the carefully crafted reasons to cross paths, she is telling you something her pride will not yet put into words. I want to be where you are. Love is not always about brilliant moments, but often about patience, listening and accompanying in every small step. It is those simple things that nurture a lasting bond. That is also the reason why I believe that every experience in love is an opportunity for us to grow and become stronger. If you feel this, please click like as a way to spread positivity to more people. And if this is your first time visiting our channel, click subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any lessons. I also look forward to hearing your thoughts. What is the smallest but most meaningful thing you have ever realized in love? Leave a comment below, maybe your answer will become a source of inspiration for others. Now, let's continue our journey to explore deeper perspectives right away. Sign number 3, she behaves differently when you're around. A man who has walked through enough seasons of life learns to observe not just what a woman says, but who she becomes in his presence. Attraction, especially in its early and unspoken form, is rarely verbal. It reveals itself through shifts, subtle, delicate, often unconscious. And one of the clearest signs a woman likes you is when her behavior changes the moment you enter the room. Some women soften around the man they desire. Others become more talkative, animated, even playful. Some grow quiet, almost nervous, as if their heart is speaking faster than their voice can keep up. Whatever the reaction, the essence remains the same. You disrupt her emotional equilibrium, in a way she secretly welcomes. A Stoic man knows that human behavior is rarely random. Nature does not move without cause, and neither do emotions. When a woman acts differently around you, it is not because she is unstable but because you occupy a psychological space no other man has entered. Your presence awakens something she tries to control, even if imperfectly. And here is a truth many men miss. A woman's genuine feelings leak through her behavior long before she allows them to reach her lips. Words can be guarded. Expressions can be rehearsed. But body language is honest. Maybe she tucks her hair behind her ear. Maybe she laughs more easily. Maybe she becomes strangely shy, even if she's confident with everyone else. Or maybe her energy simply shifts, lighter, warmer, more intentional. A man inexperienced in love sees these signs as coincidence. But a man seasoned by heartbreak, patience, and observation knows better. He understands that emotion changes presence. And presence changes behavior. Still, a Stoic man does not jump to conclusions. He does not let his ego turn subtle warmth into imagined certainty. Instead, he watches, quietly. He respects her space while acknowledging the truth beneath her transformation. Because when a woman behaves differently around you, she is revealing the vulnerable part of herself, the part she usually keeps hidden behind composure and confidence. And she reveals it not because she must, but because something about you feels safe, intriguing, or deeply familiar. A wise man does not exploit this. He does not rush it. He simply understands. The way she changes around you is not the sign of a girl losing control, but the sign of a woman letting herself feel. Sign number 4, she replies to you faster than she does to anyone else. A man who has lived long enough understands a simple truth. People make time for what matters, and excuses for what doesn't. In an age where distractions are infinite and attention is scarce, a woman's response time reveals far more than her words ever could. When she replies to you quickly, consistently, willingly, even when life is chaotic, it is not just courtesy. It is priority. And priority is one of the strongest silent signals of attraction. Most men misunderstand this. They think fast replies mean she is always available. But a seasoned man knows better. A woman does not offer her time freely, she offers it selectively. Her quick responses are not about her schedule. They are about where her heart leans. A Stoic man views time as the most honest currency. People may fake emotions, imitate interest, or hide intentions. But they cannot fake where they choose to place their attention. If she replies to you faster than she does to her friends. If she answers even when she's tired. If she picks up conversations you thought were over. If she messages first when you go quiet. These are not coincidences. These are clues. And yet, a wise man remains steady. He does not interpret her quick replies as commitment, nor does he hinge his worth on her attention. Stoicism teaches us to observe without attachment, to appreciate without expectation. Her responsiveness is a sign, not a promise. Understand this. Women are emotional creatures, but their actions are intentional. If she is investing her energy into staying connected with you, she is revealing her desire to be part of your world. Even if she tries to hide it. Even if she pretends it's nothing. The inexperienced man takes her replies for granted. The insecure man overanalyzes them. But the seasoned man simply notes the pattern. Consistency is rarely accidental. In the realm of modern connection, where silence is common and detachment is effortless, her willingness to remain present, to engage, to respond, to keep the thread alive, speaks volumes. A woman does not reply quickly because she is bored. She replies quickly because she cares. Because something about you stirs her curiosity. Because talking to you feels like a small piece of clarity in a noisy world. A Stoic man does not cling to her attention. But he respects the truth it reveals. Sign number 5, she finds gentle ways to touch you. A man who has lived long enough knows this. Touch is never just touch. In a woman, physical contact, especially the subtle kind, is rarely accidental. It is an unspoken language, a quiet confession offered without words and without certainty of how you will respond. When she finds gentle excuses to touch you, brushing your arm, straightening your collar, fixing a piece of lint that didn't matter, it is her heart reaching out before her voice dares to follow. These moments are small in form but immense in meaning. Touch reveals what speech tries to conceal. Some women are naturally affectionate, yes. But the difference lies in intention. A seasoned man pays attention to context. Does she touch others the way she touches you? Does her energy shift right before it happens? Does she linger, just a second too long? Because attraction often begins with hesitation, not boldness. A woman who likes you will not always articulate her feelings, but her hands may betray her honesty. Stoic philosophy teaches a man to observe without assuming, to feel without attachment, to recognize truth without clinging to it. So when she reaches for you, however lightly, however briefly, a Stoic man does not overvalue the gesture, but he also does not ignore it. He understands that women do not risk physical closeness with men they feel nothing for. Distance is comfort. Proximity is vulnerability. And when she closes that distance, even just an inch, she is allowing you into a space she guards from most people. This is not impulsiveness. It is instinct. A sign that her attraction has grown strong enough to spill into her behavior. But the inexperienced man misreads these touches. He either dismisses them as accidental, or interprets them as a declaration of love. Both extremes blind him. The mature man, however, sees the balance. A gentle touch is a signal, not a promise. An invitation, not a conclusion. When she makes physical contact in subtle, tender ways, she is gauging the emotional space between you. Testing whether it feels safe, whether you are receptive, whether your presence awakens something she longs to explore. A Stoic man does not rush to reciprocate. He simply honors the moment with calm recognition. For in those fleeting touches lies one simple truth. Her heart has begun to lean toward yours. Even if she hasn't yet allowed herself to admit it. Love is a great lesson in maturity. It challenges us with fragility, teaches us patience through waiting, and gives us strength after being hurt. Here, I don't just tell stories for you to listen to, but for you to reflect on yourself and find your own lessons. If you find it valuable, please click like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on the shares that can change the way you look at love. Now, get ready with me, because the rest will have a lot more depth waiting for you. Sign number 6, she shares pieces of her life with you. A man who has journeyed through enough emotional terrain understands this truth. Women do not share their world with men they do not trust. A woman may talk to anyone, laugh with many, and be polite to all, but she reserves her inner life for the rare man who awakens something deeper within her. When she begins opening up about her family, her childhood, her struggles, her triumphs, her fears, or even her day-to-day feelings, she is doing far more than making conversation. She is allowing you to enter the private spaces of her being, the rooms she keeps locked from the unworthy and the indifferent. This is not randomness. This is not coincidence. This is emotional invitation. A Stoic man listens carefully, not because he seeks validation, but because he respects the courage it takes for someone to reveal their vulnerability. Stoicism does not mean being cold, it means being steady, grounded, and present. And presence is exactly what a woman tests when she begins to share her life with you. Are you someone who can hold her emotions without drowning in them? Are you someone whose calm allows her to exhale? Are you someone she can trust with the parts of herself she rarely shows? A woman's willingness to confide in you is one of the purest signs of her interest, because it signals that she sees you as safe, not weakly safe, but emotionally reliable. The kind of man who won't weaponize her vulnerability or disappear when she reveals her softer edges. Many inexperienced men overlook this sign. They mistake it for friendliness, or assume she opens up this way with everyone. But a seasoned man observes the difference. She speaks to the world with her voice. She speaks to you with her heart. Still, a Stoic man does not cling to her openness. He does not rush to interpret it as commitment. Instead, he acknowledges it with quiet appreciation. He creates a steady space where she feels understood, not analyzed, heard, not judged. Because sharing is not merely communication. It is trust in motion. And when a woman begins sharing pieces of her life with you, she is telling you, without ever needing to say the words, that you are no longer just a passerby in her story. You are becoming part of the landscape of her emotional world. Sign number 7, she shows subtle signs of jealousy. A man who has lived long enough understands that jealousy, in its quiet form, is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of care. The inexperienced may misinterpret it, the insecure may depend on it, but the seasoned man sees it for what it truly is. A woman revealing that your presence affects her more than she wants to admit. When she likes you, she may not announce her feelings outright. Instead, they surface subtly when another woman steps into your orbit. It might be the slight change in her tone, a pause before she responds, the way her eyes sharpen for a moment, or the quiet withdrawal as she recalibrates her emotions. A Stoic man notices divergence, not drama. He reads intention, not exaggeration. Jealousy does not always manifest as confrontation. Often, it appears as silence. A soft retreat, a thoughtful expression, a sudden distance that lasts just long enough for you to sense the shift. And in that shift lies truth. Because a woman who feels nothing, reacts with nothing. What most men fail to understand is that subtle jealousy is not about possession. A woman showing hints of it does not want to control you, she wants to understand where she stands in your world. She is not threatened by other women, she is threatened by the possibility of losing what she has not yet earned but deeply hopes for. A Stoic man does not exploit this. He does not provoke jealousy to feed his ego or to gain leverage. Instead, he sees it as a reflection of emotional investment, a signal that she values him enough to fear being replaced by someone else. Yet he remains grounded. He does not interpret her jealousy as a promise of devotion. Nor does he dismiss it as irrationality. He simply acknowledges it with quiet clarity. Understand this. Jealousy is vulnerability wearing a thin disguise. It reveals the tension between desire and restraint, between wanting and not wanting to appear wanting. A woman who likes you may try to hide it, but her emotions often speak louder than her intentions. The mature man responds with steadiness. He reassures not with grand declarations but with consistent presence. He makes her feel seen without making her feel exposed. For in those fleeting moments of jealousy, those unspoken flashes of fear and tenderness, she is telling you something she may never say aloud. Your attention matters to me, more than I wish it did. Sign number 8, her eyes tell the truth before her words do. A man who has lived long enough knows that the eyes rarely obey the mind. Words can be rehearsed, tone can be controlled, smiles can be polite. But the eyes? The eyes expose the truth long before a woman is ready to speak it. When she likes you, there is a softness in her gaze that she cannot conceal. She looks at you a moment too long, then looks away a moment too quickly. Her eyes linger not because she is unsure of you, but because she is unsure of herself, unsure of how much she has already allowed you to matter. A Stoic man does not chase her gaze. He simply observes. He sees the tension between curiosity and restraint, desire and hesitation. He understands that attraction often begins in silence, in the kind of eye contact that feels like a conversation without sound. Many men overlook this sign. They expect boldness, obvious gestures, clear declarations. But affection rarely begins boldly. It begins subtly, with a glance that carries meaning deeper than language. Her eyes search for you in a crowded room. Her eyes brighten when you speak. Her eyes soften when you say her name. And sometimes, when she thinks you're not looking, she studies you quietly. Not to judge you, but to understand the man who has unexpectedly captured her attention. But here is the truth the inexperienced man misses. A woman avoids eye contact with the man she likes for the same reason she seeks it, emotion. If she looks away quickly, it is not rejection, it is self-protection. Her eyes revealed too much, too soon, and she retreated before you could read what her heart was unable to hide. A Stoic man does not become intoxicated by this. He does not fantasize or assume. He simply recognizes that the eyes are honest messengers, even when the mouth is silent. In the end, a woman's gaze reveals something profound. Her comfort, her curiosity, her vulnerability, her fear of being seen, and her desire to be seen by you specifically. For when a woman's eyes betray her emotions, it means one thing. Her heart has already spoken, even if she hasn't. Conclusion. In the end, understanding whether a woman likes you is not about decoding perfect signs or chasing absolute certainty. Life rarely gives us clarity wrapped in simplicity. Instead, it offers subtle patterns, quiet signals woven into everyday moments. And a seasoned man, one shaped by experience and tempered by Stoic discipline, learns to recognize these patterns without being ruled by them. A woman may reveal her interest through attention, proximity, vulnerability, touch, or even a flicker of jealousy she tries to hide. But the truth beneath all 8 signs is simple. When a woman likes you, her behavior shifts, softly, consistently, unmistakably. Yet Stoic love teaches us a crucial lesson. We observe, but we do not cling. We appreciate, but we do not assume. We remain open, but we remain grounded. A wise man understands that attraction is neither promised nor permanent. Feelings evolve, circumstances shift, and human hearts are fragile landscapes. So he does not chase signs with desperation, nor does he ignore them with arrogance. He stands balanced, receptive, patient, steady. Because the purpose of recognizing these signals is not to inflate the ego, but to deepen awareness. To understand when a connection is blossoming, and to respond with sincerity, not impulsiveness. If she shows even half of these signs, she is inviting you, not to take possession of her heart, but to step into the space where something meaningful might grow. A Stoic man does not rush toward the future, nor does he cling to the past. He simply honors the present moment. And sometimes, honoring the moment begins with acknowledging a simple truth. She likes you. You just needed to learn how to see it. So today's video has ended. Thank you for taking the time to watch it all. I hope you have learned valuable lessons and these shares will help you on your love journey. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to receive more interesting content in the future. I'm very grateful for your support and see you again in the next videos. Wishing you all love and happiness.